Hi, Nicoloff students. It's me, Mr. Jaime again. I hope you guys are doing well, staying safe and healthy. And for today's video, we this week we chose a topic of sports as the theme for the entire week, and therefore I chose tennis just because maybe some people might not be so familiar with it. So I wanted just to acknowledge it and just make it more relatable. So let's get into it. So tennis is played by millions and millions of people worldwide, and it also has a lot of spectators. Basically, spectators are like fans, and yeah, it has a lot of those. But it's not so common down here in Southern California. I mean, there's so many other sports. For example, soccer. I feel like that would probably be the most common one. But anyways, I just wanted to give you guys a little history on it. Tennis it originated in Birmingham, England, and in the late 19th century. Of course, some rules have changed since the 1890s, which is when it like originated, and and if for you guys that not know this, tennis is a racket sport that can be played individually against a single opponent, which is basically like one on one, and that's called singles. And it can also be played between two teams of two players, which is known as doubles, and that's basically two versus two. Now the purpose of tennis is pretty much self-explanatory. It's super easy to understand, and I believe anybody can play. It's just a little hard at first, but once you get your technique down of hitting the racket or hitting the ball with the racket, then it should be easier. But basically each player um, has uses a tennis racket and you're supposed to struck the ball and just get it over your opponent's court. And if that your opponent cannot hit it back over onto your side of the court, then you get a point and he doesn't. When I was reading the instructions or the purpose or object of the game, this is what the internet said. Because I just described what it was in my words, and I'll describe what the actual definition is. It says the object of the game is to maneuver the ball in such a way that the opponent is not able to play a valid return. Player who is unable to return the ball will not gain a point, while the opposite player will. So as I had said, basically, yeah, the point of the game is just to get your ball, hit the ball over, and make sure and maneuver it or curve it in a certain way that the other player can't hit it back or make it more challenging for him in order for that player to not get it over on your side and you get a point. Now, as you guys know, most sports are contact sports. Basically, other players touch other players, either bring them down or just to just contact in general. But tennis is not a contact sport, and it's also, I mean, nowadays everything is almost every sport is mixed gender. But yes, tennis is also mixed gender, and there's separate tours, and there's also mixed doubles, which mixed doubles means that as I had said, doubles is two versus two, so there can be a boy and a girl on each team, boy and a girl, boy and a girl. So which is pretty cool because that makes everything more it makes the world better. Now the equipment for tennis is quite self-explanatory and simple. It's just a net, a ball, and a tennis racket. And there's also something that I want to mention is there's different types of courts. Like even there's a grass court. I'm sure everyone knows that one. There's also hard surface courts, just like regular surface, just like the ground. And there's also clay, and it's like sand clayish type of court, which is cool too. Now I'm not sure if you guys have seen the video from last 2 weeks ago, I believe, where I spoke about the Winter Olympics. Just relating to that, just tennis is part of the Summer Olympics, which is cool, and it's been part of the Summer Olympics since 1896. Um, it's also part of the Summer Paralympics, and it's been part of the Summer Paralympics since 1992, and it's played by players of all levels of society and all ages. Something that has made the sport much more easier to judge or for referees is the or judges is that now we have electronic review technology coupled with a point challenge system, which is known as Hawkeye. So now it's easier to detect exactly where the ball hit, either on the line or off the line. So it can be a point or no point. So I know that these past months or past year has been a little bit different for everyone. We have had to adapt. But right now it's the Australian Open, which is one of the most famous tournaments of tennis, is occurring or is current, and it's from January 10th to February 22nd. If you guys are interested in checking out. But moving forward, now I just want to say tennis is played by millions of recreational players, as I had already had said before, and it's also a worldwide spectator sport. So basically, it is very popular. It has a lot of fans, and just something I want to like mention as well is the most famous and watched tennis tournaments. So I'm beginning with the first one. It's the Australian Open, which is the one I had just referred to as a couple seconds ago, and that one is played on hard courts. And now then second is the French Open, which is played on red clay courts. And the third one is Wimbledon, which is in England, and it is played on grass courts. And fourth is it's here in the United States, and it's known as the U.S. Open, and it's also played on grass courts. Just a little brief history on tennis is historians believe that the game, the real ancient origin of it, was in the 12th century in northern France, and it all started off as a joke, just like throwing a ball at each other, and they were smacking their hands with it. And that's how it like allegedly originated. And just real quick, I just want to mention some of the top players. I mean, there's thousands of great players and professionals, but here are some of my favorite, and I believe these are like the best of the best. And I want to begin with the pioneer and the leader, the one that created a foundation for most modern players nowadays, Roger Federer, and he is from Switzerland, which is on top of France. And then there's Rafael Nadal, who is from Spain. There's Novak Djokovic, which is from Serbia. Serena Williams which is American, and also John McEnroe. He's a famous legend. Well, he's American as well. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my video of tennis. I hope you guys get a little bit more informed about the sport. It's very very fun. I've played it myself, and it's a little difficult compared to other sports, but I mean once you get the hang of it, it's extremely fun and it's very very healthy for you. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. So now ending the video. I just want to say, remember it is COVID, and we are in a pandemic. So remember to always respect the rules of of the COVID-19, of wearing a face mask if you leave your house or you're in public areas. Wash your hands constantly, and remember to respect the 6 feet distance. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and stay safe and healthy, and hope to see you guys soon. Thank you.